Good night, everyone. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're not, hey, how y'all doing? Oh my goodness, I know, I haven't filmed a video in forever, and really I'm tired of like apologizing to y'all. I'm tired of being like, oh, this is why, and this is why. Listen, a bitch still work in the regular job world, okay? I still have a regular job. That bitch keeps me busy with like mad hours at the moment, so forgive me. That's why I haven't been able to make videos more consistently. I'm also not using my tripod today, so my tripod today, so that's why I feel like you see little movements or like whatever. It's because I'm holding it by hand, y'all. This shit gets tiring. But a story of one of them that I have met. I have many more. But I'm just gonna start it off with this. So if you are interested and you want to know about the fucking crazies that I meet at my job on the daily, honey, on the daily, keep watching. Okay, guys, so I don't even remember what day this was, but I knew it had to be like a dead ass day because this one I seem to encounter the craziest people on dead days. But anyways, this guy and his wife, I guess they were visiting from like the Middle East or somewhere, one of them countries where men are superior to women or some shit like that, because the way he came at me was crazy. Okay, so he asked me for a bag, and I told him, okay, no problem, let me go check my stock room to see if I have any more in stock. It turned out that I didn't, but on my way back to tell him that, another coworker of mine that's like, I don't fucking know, 70 years old, was like, you know, like waving, like literally waving me over for help. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just go see what she wants. Like, this probably just gonna be like a question or something. Psych, it turned out to be way more than a fucking question. So I guess in trying to handle that situation, because it was just him over on the other side, she had an entire line looking at her helplessly. So I felt more pressure to like help her than him, because I'm just like, well, you're just the only one over there right now, like waiting for a bag, you know what I'm saying? Like, she has an entire line and she's like about to have a meltdown. Like, give me a sec. So I go ahead to help her, right? And I'm trying to like troubleshoot the situation. Now my other associate on the other side comes over rushing like, oh my god, were you helping this man, because he's about to go crazy on me? And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I didn't forget about him though. Like, I kind of low-key forgot about him, but I didn't like completely forget about him. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I go over there, you know, after I tell her what to do. So I go over to him and I was like, oh, hey, sorry. I was apologetic. He, on the other hand, begins to turn up, like in the middle of me telling him like, oh, sorry, you know, like this associate needed me to help her with this situation, but I'm here, we don't have it. Before I could finish my sentence, this dude fucking cuts me off, like, oh, do you know how long I've been standing here? Blah, 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 blah. First of all, it could not have been more than 5 minutes, because I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, I really wasn't gone that long. Like, you're really exaggerating at this point. But I was still trying to, you know, I was still trying to keep my cool, because I'm like, you know what? The customer's always right. I personally don't believe in that bullshit, because if I'm a customer and I go to somebody else's job and I'm turning up on them, guess what? I'm not fucking right. But that's a whole different story for another time, honey. So I'm trying to remain cool. I'm like, okay, whatever. Obviously, this bitch is having a bad day. I'm not even going to entertain and feed in with his energy right now. So I try to explain to him, okay. So then he calms down from like his first little rampage, and he was like, okay, so can I take this one? After I tell him that I didn't have any more in stock and I could ship it to, like, you know, order it and have it shipped to his house. He's like, oh, we're leaving for whatever fucking country they were going to, or going back to, thank Jesus. So he was like, you know, that won't work out. So I'm like, okay, you could either check the actual store, or he was like, oh, can I have this one? And I was like, oh, yeah, if you want this one, you could have this one. So then my associate went ahead and unlocked it, like unlocked the bag, because we have to lock all our shit because people believe in 5-finger discounts where I work at. So we have to lock everything, honey, everything. So she unlocks the bag and she gives it to him. So I tell him to check the bag, not because I wanted to be rude, but because he was already giving me a hard time over like 5 minutes, if so much, that I wanted to make sure that the bag was up to his standards. You know, because I'm the type of person, like, I'm a really easygoing chick. Like, Okay, I understand I'm spending a certain amount of money, but unless it's like Louis Vuitton dollars, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be beasting over little shit on a bag, like little scruffs and shit. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna scruff this bitch regardless. So I'm not gonna give you grief if you're an associate in a store, you know, if the bag has a little scruff here and there because it's a display and I chose not to have it shipped to my house. You know, it's whatever. So I told the guy, I'm like, okay, check it to make sure it's up to your standards. Again, bitch, before I could even finish my sentence, I go check the bag. He immediately cuts me off before I could even finish and goes, oh, you need to learn customer service, blah, 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 because I'm not supposed to check the bag. You're supposed to check the bag. And he continues rambling on. Child, I checked out the moment he started yelling at me because I'm looking at him like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, do you know that this badge comes off and I could turn the fuck up? Like, who? Honey, I'm asking you to check the bag because you might see something on the bag that will bother you, even though you ain't wearing the bitch. Your wife is, I would hope. You might see something on the bag that's going to bother you that's not going to bother me. That's why I'm asking you to check the bag so you can make sure it's up to your standards. I didn't even bother to explain myself because this guy had a track record of already cutting me off, and that's something that irritates me. It's like, don't fucking try to cut me off when I'm trying to tell you something because I'm going to reach across this fucking register, smack the shit out you. So I'm looking at him now like, sir, you done tried me twice. The third time, I'm really going to fucking snap. Like, and honey, you won't want me to snap up in this hole. So he continues and he's like rambling like, oh, you owe me an apology. That is where I snapped. Because I'm looking at him now like, okay, now you're being extra. Even his little moo wife with her little eyes covered up and shit was like, well, her eyes wasn't covered up. Like her face was covered up, but like her eyes were showing. Even she was like, you know, telling him, chill, like calm down. It's not that serious. He was going in and I'm like, okay. The point where I drew the line was when he was like, you need to apologize to me. I looked at him. I said, for what, boy? Just like that. I went from, oh, hello, hi, how can I help you? To, for what, boy? Ain't nobody apologizing to you. And I walked away because you know what? It's like, I'm human. Like, I'm a human being. And I hate when people come and try to test associates like we're not fucking humans. Like, we're little robots that are just gonna take all your little fucking verbal abuse all day and shit. Like, I don't have the time for that, bitch. Especially when I'm trying to explain to you something and you insist on cutting me off, then fine. I'm gonna get nasty with you too eventually. I know they say, oh, you shouldn't feed into certain customers. You know, energy is important. And I believe that energy is important because I've dealt with many other people that were nasty to me and I was so cool and calm with them, they eventually calmed the fuck down. But he was one of them people that you had to give it right back to him for him to understand ain't nobody was playing with him. So girl, he continued talking and I walked away because I'm like, son, if I stay here, I'm going to tell you something that you're not going to like. I'm going to tell you something about your culture that you didn't know about yourself. And I'm going to tell you something about your mama that you didn't know about her. And then you're going to be mad. And then you're going to go find my manager. And then there might be a chance that they're going to send me home for what I'm finna say to you. So I'm just going to walk away now. I told my associate, I'm like, I'm so sorry to leave you with this. But, you can go ahead and take care of him. I'm just go ahead now and do something else before I lose my sanity. And I walked away. And then I don't know what was taking them so long. Like, I don't know if his pieces weren't hitting or whatever, what was taking them so long to conclude the transaction. But I'm walking back because I was cleaning up like the little area or whatever, just to avoid he miserable. He ain't got no little Punjabi pussy in like, I don't know, five months or so, because she probably done finished giving birth to one of their little 15 kids. Like, don't even be mad at him. Just keep it pushing. So that's my story. I had those days where you're just like, you know what? I done been tried all week and you just gonna be that straw that breaks the camel's back. You ever had one of them moments? He was my moment. I was just like, you know what? Sir, I'm gonna walk away now. Because if I don't walk away, you're gonna wish you never opened your fucking mouth. And then I am gonna get in trouble for you and your ignorance. And I'm just not prepared for that. I'm just not prepared. I'm not prepared for that, honey. So if you work in customer service like I still do, and you deal with these motherfuckers on the daily hunty, ignore them. Ignore them. And that day when you just happen to be on your period or in a bad mood or PMSing or whatever the case may be, bitch, let it out. If you're a good associate, your manager will understand. Because I don't ever get complaints. Like, ever. I don't ever get complaints from customers. And when the one or two that tries to complain, my manager would be like, just to listen, because, I mean, I guess she gets paid to listen to shit like that. And then she'll be like, okay. And I don't hear about it until I say something. And then she'll be like, oh, that was you? Oh. Because you know why? My manager knows her team. And she knows that if somebody spazzes on a customer, it's because they were being really rude and obnoxious. It only happened twice? Twice. Once last year, and now him. Where a customer felt the need to cross the line with me. And I mean, he didn't tell a manager, but I was telling her anyways. Like, I went into the stockroom, I was telling her, I'm like, yo, I almost like turned up on a dude just now. And she was like, why? What happened? And I was telling her, and she was like, assholes. Like, even my manager gets it. Like, it's whatever, y'all. If you encounter people like that, just ignore them. They have more problems than anything. But that's all I wanted to, you know, come on here and tell you guys. Quick little story video. I have so much video ideas in mind. It's just to find the time to sit down to film all them bitches. So until my next video, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm trying to do like something cool. Instead of just being like, bye. I'm trying to do like something cool, like see you in the next one. Bye.